10 seconds, in 9, in 8, in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Happy 1994!
Yo! Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to 1994 Was Yesterday. Again, anyone who is new, this is a podcast discussing hip-hop through the decades, the culture that surrounds it, and a little sprinkle of current affairs. Follow us at 1994 Was Yesterday on Instas, and you can subscribe on YouTube, same name, iTunes, and Spotify, and any other sort of podcast streaming platform. We're everywhere, all over the show. So
all around the world.
We're everywhere around the world. So yeah. What is up, my brother? How are you? Tell me something new. What's been going on with you in the last week, etc., etc.
Yeah, I've been good. Just been working on music as per usual.
The busiest man that I know.
Fucking hell. One day I'm gonna go on a holiday. It's gonna be nice.
One day.
But till then, I'm just trying to hustle. Mainly just with work, keeping social arrangements, sticking to my word, which is a big thing I've been trying to focus on this year. Mm-hmm. You know, it's let your yeses be yes and your nos be no. That kind of thing.
You, my friend, are a massive yes.
Oh, yeah. But I am quite a yes man. The thing is that...
But not in a bad way for everyone.
No.
Just so y'all know.
In like a Jim Carrey way.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly
it.
Yeah.
So, but last year I spent most of my time... Actually, for the past 2 years, I spent most of my time inside, home.
Yeah.
And no friends, no creative, nothing, just watching TV, relaxing. 2 years.
So period.
I said 2020 is going to be the yes year, the year that I try everything. So that's why this year I'm so busy, and that's why I'm like not really used to it.
Yeah. So new music.
Pardon the background music. That's just.
I don't think you can hear it.
I don't know.
I think it's just because of the monitors.
Monitors.
With
a capital U.
A year. So you music stuff.
Yeah.
Can we dive a bit deeper into that
Infinite
music, or is it
waters?
a secret project?
For the most part, yeah, it's a secret project.
Okay.
Somebody has a fast car. Come on, Tracy Chapman. It's kind of it's on the low at the moment until we decide to start promotion, which is gonna be good. This is the first time we're doing a campaign and all that jazz, so it'll be fun.
Sick.
But yeah, just hustling, working hard, new genres.
Ooh, my man.
Mixing up some Spanish with some English.
Ooh,
adding
Spaniana.
some reggaeton vibes to it a little bit. So yeah, I guess that's the perks of working with a producer that has their own vibe, is that the vocalist would have to match the producer's vibe.
Yeah.
So it's a good exercise for me.
Well, everything's a good learning curve, that's for sure.
100%. What about you?
Me, I have not been up too much, to be fair. Same old. Looking after Miss Sun.
Yeah, Alfie boy.
Alfie. And yeah, that's it really, man. Just did same old stuff. Trying to learn this new program that you gave me.
IMPC Pro 2.
Yes. So getting through that. But obviously,
shout out to our sponsor, IMPC Pro. Shout out to our sponsor, Retronyms.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this, hit us up, because no one buys that app, and I'm sure they would if they knew that.
Yeah, they just get secret loop arounds. Mm-hmm. Ooh, loop arounds.
Loop. I see what you did there,
see me?
sir.
You see me?
IMPC Pro 2 is a way to have an MPC, which is an iconic music beat making machine, on your iPad without needing to buy expensive equipment. So it features the exact same stuff that you'd find in MPC Live, which is a $1,500 at minimum groove box. You could say a beat making machine.
Yeah.
If you have an iPad, pay the $34 and just get it on your iPad.
Yeah.
And don't worry about looking like a knob because Madlib produces on his iPad.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't know who Madlib is, check out the episode from last week.
Shameless self-promotion. Let's go.
Yeah, you like it. Yes, yeah, check out last week's episode, or, just do a Google search, and what you'll find out, my friends, is that actually a lot of stuff has been produced by Madlib. And if you listen to the podcast, you'll find out some other special information about Madlib.
Yes, sir.
To do with IMPC Pro and other related technology.
iPad stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
iPad butt stuff.
Exactly that. And we digress.
Moving on.
So it was International Women's Day over the weekend just gone.
Congratulations to all the women.
Yeah, shout out all the women's first off. But is there any women making moves out there in your life? Any moves or women in your life specifically that you want to give a little special shout out on 1994 was yesterday?
My wife, her beautiful friends. So my wife, Megan Jane, Kelly, Vanessa, Michelle, Harriet, Vicky, Eileen, my mom, and others. Julia Bell. Excuse me. I'm getting choked up here, thinking about these girls. Julia Bell, my pastor. She is rad. And just every woman that I've ever come in contact with, except for a certain few. But yeah, every woman I've ever come in contact with is rad.
Damn.
How about you?
Me, shout out to me mum, obviously. She's an absolute legend. And Sophie, because, she's a legend, and then also gave us Sophie.
Yeah.
Gave us Alfie, not Sophie.
She gave herself.
Yeah, well, she did.
She did.
So
technically
that's correct.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I took my phone off of airplane mode for 1 second, and literally in 1 second, I got a text saying, "What are you doing tonight?"
Oh, well, I've actually
Back
got
on
this. Yes.
No. Today is no. Everything is no today. There's too much. I already booked too much stuff. We were just talking about.
But yeah, apart from that, just all those key women who've been in my life. You know who you are. You're super important, and always have been and always will be. Basically, shout out my sister as well. She's a lord, so
Yeah.
basically, she's doing moves.
Speaking of Lord, not the singer.
Yes.
You remember Be Unique?
Yeah.
So the rollerblading crew. Out of New York.
From Dipskate.
From Dipskate.
From Dipset.
Yep. So the guy who used to run that park, and this is complete side note, has nothing to do with International Women's Day, but you said she's a lord.
Yeah.
His name was Lord Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that ran the thing.
I know.
And
I know.
I used to go up and be like, Lord Brian, what's up? And my sister would be like, don't call him Lord Brian. And I was like, nah, that's his name. Like that, you just got to put respect on it. You know what I mean? With Lord Brian, he used to make me Hot Pockets, give me Hot Pockets for free. Pizza Hot Pockets. Shout out Lord Brian. Shout out Nunzio. Shout out Fish, Billy O'Neill.
Yeah. Austin. Shout out
Ramel Knight. Shout out Austin. Yep. Franco.
All them. All the New York cats.
All the boys holding it down in the rollerblading scene for life. Forever underground.
Forever, ever. Coronavirus is at it again.
Don't even.
It's coming at you.
Nope.
It's coming to a city near you.
Nope. It's on tour.
It's on tour. Bro. Dude, that's the title right there. Coronavirus is on tour.
Coming to a city near you.
Coming to a city near you.
Out of here.
Have you seen the pictures or been in the stores and stuff?
I'm trying so hard to ignore it, but it's constantly in my face.
It's just everywhere.
I hate it so much. There was a video of this lady, black English lady. Have you seen it? And there's two Lebanese ladies. I'm a good. You know what? I'm assuming they're Lebanese.
Yeah.
Assuming. So if they're not, oh well. Two Middle Eastern women punching her in the face.
Is that the thing in Woolworths?
Yeah.
I did see that.
And the black English lady's holding them out to the side and just scrunching up her face, waiting for a punch. And they're going, ah. And she's not even doing anything. She's not even smacking them or anything. She's just holding them away. Savages.
It's wild. Why? Pasta, tin, food, and toilet paper have all just gone. It's mental. It's crazy. I don't know what. It's not. Moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Enough.
Enough is enough. Well, we spoke a few weeks ago on 1994 was yesterday about Notorious B.I.G.'s killer, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy Puff
You're
Puff.
still on that.
Oh yeah, every day.
Every day you dream about it.
Yeah.
You just wake up
Hoping that he got caught.
hoping, plotting his what is it called? His trial.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be the number one
Witness.
that wasn't there. But he mentioned about bringing back R&B.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to bring back R&B, if anything, Drew Hill has to come into the conversation.
Right.
And they coming back, my man.
That's nice. Cisco was my boy.
Bum,
I wish,
bum,
bro.
bum,
I wish
bum.
Cisco was my boy.
New album and a new biopic, apparently, is what they're coming out with, like, I don't know, at some point this year. Which is cool, man. I feel like there's no reason why there shouldn't be a resurgence of all the players from back in the day. Mm-hmm. Or not so much back in the day, Drew Hill. It's fairly new in R&B stuff. But it'll be good, man. It'll be good. Apparently they're doing like some mad world tour supported by coronavirus, obviously. And
Now they're opening up for coronavirus.
yeah, that's true. Coronavirus is taking main stage. But yeah, it's good. It's good. And
That's dope.
I did read that apparently women still, according to Cisco, throw their thongs at him.
They're thongs.
So fair.
I always wanted silver hair after looking at Cisco, man.
You should just do it, man.
I'm not Cisco.
Yeah, but
His body's great.
yeah, he's
You need a six pack if you're gonna have silver hair, bro. You can't have silver hair and have a dad bod.
I feel like the only person who could probably pull that off is Bizarre from D12.
Yep,
You know,
that's true.
Like, he's like,
But he's also black.
that's true.
You got to be that dark, the darkness, or else it just looks like gray hair.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're black, it looks like silver hair.
Yeah, truth.
Silver fox.
Silver fox in this guy. So also I read about, talking about reading things. I read that your best mate Snoop Doggy Dogg, who you love
To death.
and is your idol, / no, he commissioned a VFX house called Corridor Crew.
Nope.
Um,
I know what you're gonna say.
And
And
as-
continue for the people that don't know.
Yeah, as a side note, Corridor Crew is actually a really cool VFX house, and they have a YouTube channel, so it's definitely worth checking out. And they go through like how CGI is done on movies or how stunts would done on movies. It's really cool, and like the guys are like really down to earth and chill. Mm-hmm. But basically, they Snoop Dogg had this company take a clip of Tupac and Snoop at the MTV Music Awards in '96, and had Tupac rapping to Snoop's new song. So they basically like kind of just took Tupac and made him rap his Snoop's new song on his new video. Not out yet. But I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you. But as aside from like, obviously we both feel that that's probably not okay to do. Like, in the sense of because of how you feel about Snoop Dogg, and just because I just think that it's just unnecessary. As a whole, do you think it's okay for people to be doing that? Like, the person is, for all intents and purposes, is dead, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we both don't think that, but whatever. He's dead, right?
Correct. According to politics.
Yeah.
Or the government.
Government, yeah. So do we think that it's all right to take this dead person and use their likeness or use them and recreate them into...
I just think it's weird. I just let him, just leave him in the past. You know what I mean? Let his legacy live on. But I think personally that's a thing from Snoop, just trying to get more. He's losing traction. Because he's always, you notice Snoop is kind of like Kanye in the way that he always has to do some stupid ass shit to get noticed for something before he does anything else.
Yeah.
So like Kanye's kind of the king in that. Like before his album comes out, he does something retarded and everyone gets the, eyes on him, or he does something real brilliant or whatever. I think like the same thing with, I'm changing my name to Sloop Lion. Just right before he has this documentary coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all this, he's a clown, bro. And putting CGI Tupac in is a clown move. The end. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I feel like it would be like, if like one of us passed away, touch wood and all the rest of it, it would be like one of us sitting, it would like me sitting here with footage of you from before, but then lip syncing to new words. Yeah. It's weird. But then you take things like, that's like the Star Wars movie, where they use the general, whatever his face is. I mean, is that okay then to do it in movies?
It's a movie. It's not there. I don't think them using that or them not using it I don't feel like it makes the movie in any certain way, because that scene is already recorded. Isn't it already recorded?
Yeah, they pieced it together from
previous
bunch of stuff.
recordings.
I think
right.
so. Yeah.
So it was a treat. This is like an actual human being that has died.
Well,
right?
so the way they did it. Sorry to cut you off, but the way they did it was actually they took the guys at Corridor Crew, Corridor Crew, they cut Tupac out and had an actor who looks like Tupac sit in everything exactly the same clothes, rings, all the rest of it, whatever, and then do the rap and stuff, and then they got source material from plethora of interviews.
I think it's still weird. It's just a weird thing to do. That just like bringing him, like the Coachella thing was kind of cool. Cool, right? It was new.
It was unexpected. And I genuinely, like, when I saw that, because I didn't see anything. I saw it basically as soon as like it got posted out, and I was like, well, like I didn't make the connection that obviously that's from like what video is that from? Because it's just the hologram of him from the video. Anyway,
okay.
I can't remember what it was, what even the track was, but I didn't put two and two together. That was like obviously that. I just thought it was him, and I was just like, I fucking knew it. I knew he was alive. I mean, obviously, it was a hologram. I'm an idiot. But, I mean...
I think everybody at that point fell for it. Especially all the people at Coachella when they were on drugs.
Oh, mate, could you imagine
they're just thinking, like, Tupac is real.
I would go crazy. But yeah, so you think that's... Well, I mean, that's all good?
I just don't want to talk about Snoop Dogg anymore. He's so whack. Can we never bring him up on the podcast ever again? It's just, he's so whack. Why are we spending our time talking about him? I don't care if he gets voted in to become the Pope. I don't even want to hear about Snoop Dogg ever again in my whole life. But with that being said, you're definitely going to bring him up every podcast now.
Just say his name.
Moving on.
Lastly, in sort of like the current... not current, what's it called, like a hip-hop-y, culture-y type deal. The almighty Wu, forever acclaimed by the legend himself, ODB, Old Dirty Bastard, claimed that Wu-Tang is for the children. And he ain't wrong. Rockabye Baby, I guess is like some company, record label. And they're releasing a Wu-Tang Clan Lullaby album on April 18, which
rad,
pretty amazing. Especially,
guess who's going to be listening to that?
Yeah, I know, right? Every single day, night, second hour. Like
Alfie's first words are going to be like, "Baby, come on, baby, come on," or something like that. Some ODB.
It's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be so sick. And funny enough, seeing as you don't like talking about Snoop Dogg, the first one that they did was Snoop Dogg's Doggy Dog Pound Doggy Style, whichever was his
Who
first.
Cares? That's the answer to that album.
My man. And your
hero has always got to have a villain.
That's true.
And I'm the hero.
So he's the all right.
Fuck. Continue.
We spoke off camera last week briefly about freestyling.
Yeah.
And
About the definition of freestyle.
And the definition of freestyle. So maybe I'll go first on sort of what I know it as. So from my understanding, I assume it's still the same in the UK, but like when I was growing up in the UK, we, at least me and my mates and everyone sort of who I know regarding to hip hop, knew freestyle as, you know, it's just it's off the top of your head, you know, it's completely just as and when, you know, like we would go to like local hip hop shows, and this guy called Natty, shout out Natty, he amazing incredible freestyler actually, and that was the first sort of freestyle that I ever experienced, apart from doing with friends. I mean, the first like professional person to do it, and he'd be like standing on stage, be like, "Yo, get things out of your pockets," and then someone would have a wallet, and then, you know, he'd incorporate all that sort of stuff. So that's how you knew it was like a freestyle off the top of his head. Now, from my understanding, I think a lot of people's understanding, when freestyle is mentioned in regards to like an American hip hop artist, it's something that's like you hear it on like those radio podcast shows. Sway
in the morning, like Five Fingers of Death or Sway or anything like that.
Yeah, Hot 97.
Yeah, Hot 97. Master Flex.
Funk Master.
Power 105.
Yeah. It's for the most part, it's clear that they're pre-written verses. So it's like we would, at least from my understanding, we would call that pre-written, and then freestyle was just off the top of the head. Now, when we were talking about last week, you actually dropped some mad KRS-One on me. Now, tell me.
Yeah, so I was having
of
that conversation with a friend not too long ago about freestyling, and whenever a beat comes on, I can freestyle, and I can incorporate other things into the freestyle, but freestyle to the old hip hop heads in New York, as well as some of the old style cats, they freestyle is when you have a bunch of little drawers in your head that you can pull out little verses, and you can tangle in between. And according to Rakim, if there was any authority in hip hop, it would be Rakim. And Rakim even says, freestyle is free of style. Free, meaning that you can put it on any beat and you can make that beat sound good. As opposed to off your dome meant that it was just coming out, you know, like you were just rapping right then and there.
Yeah.
So that got mixed up down the line, where people eventually thought freestyle meant off your dome.
Yeah.
And off your dome also meant off your dome.
Yeah.
And then freestyle became pre-written and all this stuff. It's kind of like you rock up to a studio, and you obviously have something written down. But then if you rock up to a party and somebody puts on a beat, you're not going to be reading from your phone.
No.
And rapping on that beat. You're going to spit whatever you got, and you might mix it up, and you might look to somebody else and mention what they got, and then go back into, and when you listen to Lil Dicky, when you listen to all these guys, it's all the original free of style, meaning like when they switch up the beat on him, he can immediately boom, 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 but he comes ready.
Yeah, Lil Dicky's definitely a really good example for that.
Yeah.
There's a interview that he does with Drop the Bomb English, what's his name?
Find the Booth.
No, not Charlie Sloth. Old school cat.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, the white guy, the skinny white guy. Yeah. I forgot his name.
I can't even remember his name.
Yeah.
With him on Capital FM, he perfectly, and then like there's like a break in the thing, and he just talks to the guy, and he's just talking as if it's
Westwood.
Just Westwood, drop the bomb. That guy. Jeez, you know, I saw him once in Cornwall, and prior to seeing him, I was always like, this guy is an idiot. He's an idiot. And I still think he's an idiot. But I tell you what, man, he rocked that show hard. Like, it was a good time, man. Like, he, apart from dropping those bombs, you know, his classic dropping the bomb, it was actually amazing. Like, he's actually, or he was, I don't know how he is anymore, but like, he was a really good DJ, actually. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, he was talking, Lil Dicky was just like, there's a break in the tune, he was just talking to, forgot his name again. Westwood, Jesus. Westwood, and the beat started and he just flowed straight back into it. But like, when you're listening to it, you think that it's kind of, he's just having the conversation and then flows straight back into it. So I guess that would be a perfect example of freestyle, as in
Free of style,
switching up. But yeah, he definitely.
But even Sway, let's say Sway is another, at least in America, he's a pretty big authority in hip hop. He used to host 106 in Park, which was like the biggest hip hop TV show ever. And Sway tells people, he says, come ready to the thing, because we're gonna have some beats for you, so come ready. And when people aren't ready and they try to freestyle, it's just like, there's not the same punch. He wants to hear your best bars that you have that nobody else has heard, because he understands everyone has these bars tucked away in their head that they've practiced over and over. And with Lil Dicky, before he knows maybe 3 weeks in advance that he's going to be on this radio show, he's going to come prepared with a brand new freestyle that he nails every time, or maybe some ideas in his head of elements that he can rhyme to, as opposed to someone like Harry Mack, who, you know, they can bring up a word and then he starts freestyling on that word. Harry Mack is a different type of cat, where you have cats like Joey Badass and you have cats like Kendrick Lamar giving Harry Mack props, going like, ugh, that's wild.
So would you say that someone who is capable to have that skill set is in a way more respectable?
No, because flow matters a lot. And I've been to a lot of freestyle battles. In New York, there's a huge underground freestyle scene where they freestyle battle. And these guys are not famous for a reason.
And for anyone who, side note, anyone who is listening, sum up a battle real quick if they don't know what that is. For some people may not know.
Oh, a battle meaning like you got two guys that know that they're going to verse each other, almost like a boxing fight. And there's an entire crowd. And then you have one guy and standing across from another guy, and this guy ends up freestyling. No, there's no beat in the background. The crowd just kind of shuts up. Oh, almost like an 8 Mile vibe, but with no beat. And they just start spitting, and they try to like diss. It's just full diss tracks. And sometimes it gets violent, sometimes it doesn't. But then you have these guys climbing the ranks into competition. But there's a reason why those guys aren't famous, and because they can't write good songs. Just because you can freestyle does not mean that you can write a good song. Good song has to be memorable. The lyrics have to be, you know, proper. It has to be understood by everybody. But if you're freestyling, it's so hard for you to have a good melody, have a good story, have good all this stuff, and freestyle at the same time. I could freestyle right now, but it's going to be about garbage because there's no background to it. There's no reason for me to freestyle. You have Drake had that song just the other day, Chicago Freestyle. That's not a freestyle. I could almost put money down to say that that's not off the dome freestyle. That's him free of style. You know, he's going to the booth, he has some stuff put together that he's piecing together, but you can't do a music video to a freestyle if it's not live. Like, you can't just go back and then wrap out your stuff.
Oh, now I'm going to do this because it was cool.
Because if it was a freestyle, he would have a lot of ums. He would have a lot of, like, you know, pauses and all that kind of stuff. It's different. So everyone keeps calling freestyle different things. But, like, I had my track. It was called Time Flies, Front Seat Freestyle, which I took that name off because after I realized Kendrick had a song called Backseat Freestyle. I didn't want anybody to think I was biting off Kendrick, so I took that off out of respect. But it was freestyle, but at the same time it wasn't, because I knew what I was going to talk about. I knew I had these lines in my head that I wanted to incorporate in, and I practiced it for maybe half an hour, and then we were in the car and I recorded it in the front seat of the car. So yeah, to me it was a freestyle because it was just, I only had a bit of time with it. I wasn't sitting down and writing the track out. going back and doing, what am I going to write with that? What rhymes with this? I just kind of like, so to me, personally, to sum it all up, freestyle, if you're listening to a beat for 10 minutes or something like that, up to 30 minutes, let's say, and you just listen to that beat over and over and you're just writing down, you're not going back and editing, you're not doing any of that, and then you can remember those bars and spit them later and all the time, to me, that's freestyling. And according to Rakim, that is free of style. Even if you have an old rhyme that you wrote 20 years ago, if you could spit it on a polka beat, you know what I mean? It's freestyle. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Moving on.
So, album/song of the week. We've gone with Action Bronson and the almighty Alchemist.
So good.
The album Lamb Over Rice, which came out in 2019 at Thanksgiving. So what's that? October, is it? November. I, being a fan of Action, which I mean, this is going to contradict what I just said about being a fan, didn't realize that he had had an album drop since White Bronco.
He did no promotion for that though. He just put it out.
Just nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, well that'll be why I didn't hear about then, because there's no promo, so I didn't know. That's all. Yeah. There's always an excuse. But for me, just real quick, if you don't mind, I'll take the podium. A standout for me is Tearaway Shorts, which I think is track 3. And it is an instant head bopper. As soon as like the beat starts, you're just like, bopping that head. It's only 1.5 minutes long, which and we've talked about that a few times about track lengths, and I think that feels about right. Although I did read something somewhere, and they were like, "Oh, it's a shame that all the tracks were so short." So it's interesting.
No.
It's interesting.
Sub 3 is a new thing.
Yeah,
the music's changing now.
I mean, I don't mind it, man. Like, I kind of back it. Like
100%.
It just reminds me of like tracks from back in the day where they didn't have any choruses or any hooks. It was just straight verses.
Yeah.
But then after like 3 or 4 verses, after like 3 verses, you're kind of like, So a 2 verse or a 1 verse with a hook and then like a little sang.
Action's the king in that, man.
Right. Absolutely.
Sub 3 is a new thing, like 100%. You heard it here first. You heard it here, maybe third. I don't know, but you heard it here 1994th.
Yeah, I like it.
Sub 3. Yeah. Sub 3 minutes.
But yeah, look, man, that track, amazing piano, as we all know, love piano, as like the main melody, super, what's it called? Impressive beat, I thought, anyway. It was tasty. And funny enough, it feels like it's a freestyle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was
his flows are like that.
It just, it feels very sort of like, definitely not off the top of the dome, but definitely like, it's in my head.
You could put any beat behind that and it'll still work.
Oh, absolutely. But I love how, when I was writing this, I listened to just the first 2 tracks just a little bit. I didn't realize that when we went back to it, they actually all flow into each other perfectly. Like, and that was actually so fucking amazing. So it flows into track 4 called Account Romance. I guess that's how you say it. Again, an amazing beat from Alchemist, like a classic Alchemist beat. Like, as soon as, you just hear it and you're like, yeah, Alchemist, done. And to be fair, I didn't even care about the lyrical content or any of that. Like, I wasn't even listening. And then when I did go back to listen to the lyrics and read the lyrics, I was like, I still don't care. Like, the beat, just like a lot of things that Alchemist does, when I hear it, I'm like, don't care. The beat is just amazing. And that's all I'm listening to, which I'm quite a lyrical content type of guy. So, yeah, I didn't care for that at all. The beat was dope. Overall, for me, I'm thinking that it's an amazing collaborative effort. Absolutely love it. I said off camera about it actually, and I was about to say I almost prefer it than White Bronco, but I definitely prefer it over White Bronco. White Bronco is good, don't get me wrong, but it's funny how like sometimes when these guys throw out like a small project, and it's not like you can hear it's not as produced as say their big thing, and it's just 1,000 times better.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Which is funny. It's weird. They put all this money into it, and then you're just like, yeah, man, just do it like the Neon Belly does,
dude.
You know,
3 songs. Just make 1 song a week. Put out 4 songs a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 52 songs a year, or 1 song a month. If you're a big artist, drop 1 song a month and 12 songs a year, and that's better than a 12-track album
100%.
once a year.
No,
like,
look,
come on.
I swear, like we almost say it every single week. Like that is the best format. 1 track a month for a year, done. You got yourself a nice little album at the end. Have a little break.
That's it.
Done.
Get back to it.
Get back to it. Easy. But yeah, overall, pure fire. The type of fire that is like Australia is still burning fire, and it will not be put out. What do you think?
I second everything that you just said.
You always second everything.
There's no need to even keep going. Alchemist is the man.
Yeah.
Bronson's the man.
Fellow. Oh no, you're not from.
I'm not from
Brooklyn.
Queens. I'm not from Queens. I'm from
Queens.
Brooklyn. But he mentions a lot of Brooklyn stuff in there.
Yeah,
so he mentions that he woke up in Caesar's Bay, which is where I used to hang out at when I was young.
Sick.
It's like just dirty Caesar's Bay. They have a Wendy's. They got a Modell Sporting Goods. They got a Best Buy and a Kmart. They got a Kohl's. That's where all the guys meet up with their little cars, their little Caesar's Bay. So he talks about that. He talks about the Gowanus Canal, which is like one of the dirtiest pieces of water in all of Brooklyn. Like it smells, it stinks when you're driving by. I think there was like a shark caught in the Gowanus Canal at one point. It was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah. So listen, Brooklyn is Kings County. The original name was Kings County. That's the county of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Then you have Queens County, right? So Kings and Queens. Queens stuck with the name Queens. Brooklyn is the name Brooklyn. Queens and Brooklyn are connected. You could literally walk across that border.
Yeah.
But Manhattan is its own island. The Bronx is kind of its own thing. It's just this little cesspool. And then Staten Island is its own thing too.
Yeah.
Where Wu-Tang comes from. So Brooklyn and Queens have always had quite a tight link.
Yeah,
It's like we're brothers. You know what I mean? Like you don't fuck with anybody from Queens. But then if somebody from the Bronx comes in, it's like, get out of here. You don't belong here, you know?
Yeah.
So, meaning actions familia. Yes. 100%.
Sweet.
The end.
Moving on.
What's the next track?
Well, first impressions.
Yeah.
So, Aaliyah by Rhapsody.
Fire. Too long, in my opinion, but fire.
Yeah.
4 minutes long, bro.
Yeah, it's a bit long.
That's twice the length of a song that I want to hear.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? Crazy.
It's wild how shit's changed. It's just you don't have time to listen to a 4-minute track. It's weird, but unless you're driving somewhere, because she's spitting all this fire in these bars.
Yeah.
That it's like it's just a lot. It's overwhelming. It's a lot to take in.
I definitely think that she, if we're talking about like reducing the track, she could definitely take
that
out.
me?
Oh no, it was me.
Oh,
weirdly,
cool.
because my sound is off. Apparently not. Maybe it came on through the
Maybe
computer.
Maybe that was a good idea.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wonder how easy it would be just to take, just shorten it down. I think it'd be super easy. I think she does spit so much fire, but it almost gets to the point where it's like nonsensical. Like, you don't need to do that much.
But it's good.
But it is
like,
good.
oh.
But you could like maybe save, like take out this line, take this line, and and like take all these bits away, and then just push it together, and it's still going to be amazing. And you've got all these other lines for a freestyle later. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. I like that it was a simple beat though. I really like the Aaliyah sample, her singing in the background. That was a nice little touch. I think that's got to be one of the best ways to sort of pay homage, respects to someone who's passed like on a track like that. I think that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, it was good. And then second track is it's a shout out Rhapsody. She's doing good shit, man. Go check her out, people.
Yeah,
and then the second track is Welcome to Prison.
yeah.
By
The
1-4.
Boys. The Boys.
Which is Angel's a massive fan of 1-4.
I love them.
How about I say, and then because I know you know a lot more about them.
Yep. Go ahead.
So for me, I like how they stick with their Australian accents. Firstly, I don't know who the first dude is who raps on it, but like I think his flow is a little bit basic.
I think it's YP. Yeah.
But not necessarily basic, because basic doesn't necessarily mean bad, but it's like it's a little jarring.
Yeah.
Like his flow is just a bit off.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird. Like it just doesn't. It sounds like this is the first time he's ever recorded a track. Not that I'm like a pro or anything, but it's like it's just there. But like, you know, on the same note, like I get it's an emotional track and all the rest of it, so maybe it's not necessarily 4-1's 1-4's forte, etc. etc. But in all honesty, I mean, maybe I should have picked a different track because it's a bit boring.
That is their most boring song.
There you go. But again, I've never listened to them before ever.
Right.
So this is my first impression of their whole.
So is that the only song you've listened to?
Only song I've ever listened to.
It's very
in the
different.
whole thing.
Their other stuff is very different.
So from what I've read is that their other stuff is like quite like in your face and
very
aggressive.
violent grime. Yeah. Not grime. Sorry, that's a terrible description. Drill.
But yeah, so as a big fan, you've spoken about them a few times before on the show. Your thoughts on, I guess, briefly on this, and then just in general, maybe sort of inform the peoples.
Welcome to Prison was a little bit. It was not the strongest performance. It was their crazy enough. It was the most high budget production. Also, I think it was, you go. Yeah, it was their
high budget, and it's.
I think it's. I'm just gonna assume it's because they had execs and people talking into their ear saying, "You gotta need to do this. You need to do that."
Too many chefs in the
kitchen. So I reckon they should stick to what they do, which is intimidating people. Right? It's true.
Of course.
Bang. I'm talking about like JM's, Spenny, all those guys. Like they have something really, really good that's very, very unique and that I haven't heard before. And I love that. I love how they just live that life. There's a bunch of other cats. I don't know, man. I was talking to a friend about it the other day, and this is not in any way meant to come off, racist or anything like that. But
oh my god. But okay.
Unfortunately, the white guys just do not bring the same flow as the brown guys do. The brown guys bring some kind of and I was talking to my mate, and he's like, yeah, well, all these guys are like island background. You know what I mean? So all the guys in 1-4 are like island or Middle East background.
Yeah,
it's a different game out there. They have that internal soul, that flow. I'm gonna coin that term slow now for soul and flow. Slow. Anyway, so yeah,
I didn't know it.
Slow, but it's so good, and like Spenny's my favorite out of 1-4. I feel like a lot of people have their favorite character out of 1-4, and it's like just he's such a mad cunt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I don't use that word lightly. Like that's for a person that deserves.
And
it.
they're Westies.
Yeah, from Mount Druitt.
Oh
yeah,
bruv.
Mount Druitt.
Shout out Mount Druitt.
Yeah,
for all intents and purposes.
And the sad thing is, like, I would never go to a 1-4 show just because that's not my crew. That's not my vibe. That's not my.
Can you imagine us rocking there, like all clean, pristine?
Like
no, 90s hip hop was the best era of hip hop
and they're
ever.
Just like, fuck out of here with their masks on. Everyone's got like bank robber masks. I'll show you after this. I'll show you my favorite 1-4 track, but which is in the beginning, just in case anyone was wondering. There's also shout out Lissy from Brisbane.
Oh yeah,
holding it down.
Yeah, he's
real good.
He's good.
But The End. That's my take on Welcome to Prison. It was good. JM's kind of kills that track. The other guys don't support as much, but 1-4. Let's hope 1-4 lives on, bro. I want them to live on because I think the Australian government was trying to stop them.
I did actually read something about how something to do with that and how there's only like a couple of, because it's quite a big crew, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in there.
So from my understanding, there's like only a few people there and they're not the strongest members or something, and there's a guy who
they got
isn't
some guys in jail.
Yeah, and there's like this whole thing like, oh, who knows where they're going forward, because they reached this notoriety and then it's plateaued because nothing's happened.
They don't have all the boys there.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see sort of how that pans out. I mean, it'll be a shame for doing all sorts, like doing all stupid shit, which everyone does stupid shit for sure. But I mean, if you got something good going, then maybe you just got to pick. You know, I guess like what a lot of rappers back in the day, they kind of were doing this and the third, and they were either going to continue doing bad shit, or they were like, right, you know what, I'm just going to give this music stuff a go.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully they can turn that shit around. Moving on. One thing I did read was that Matt Miller's Circles album is getting a update on March 20th, and they're releasing 2 more songs to the album.
Cool.
Which will be interesting because the album for me is quite a full album. It's quite rounded. It's done. It's enough. Mm-hmm. Maybe they should just release it as like a 2-track EP or something, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's about that.
I'm excited.
Is there anything that you sort of seen out there, and either tech wise or anything like that, or clothing, fashion, all that sort of
not really, but that took a while to say that. I like the sound that was coming out. I like that one. Sample that. Somebody sample that. I'm looking around. Amazon had a sale on Rode microphones. The Rode One or something like that. Performance microphones. They're usually about $150 to $170, down to $90.
Bargain.
Copped one of those for sure for live performance. And their Rode makes the best stuff, hands down. The end. But obviously, besides Newman, but that's a $8,000 to $10,000 microphone. Nobody's gonna buy that except for Lady Gaga and Michael Jackson and stuff.
Yeah,
but that's the only thing that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I sort of seen is the new Yeezy 450. Not a fan.
No.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then, but you know, people are people, and they'll buy into it, and it'll resell for like $50,000 million or something ridiculous, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
But yeah, about that, man. Like, I don't think there is anything else. I mean, did you get any feedback or any comments, questions from people at all?
We did get some questions that we'll do a rapid fire of.
Oh, good. Nice. That's what I like.
Let me make sure. Let's see.
So I did have a couple on my side, but I managed to somehow delete them, and they're not in the archive or anything. So I don't know what happened, what I did. But they gone.
I think questions, you almost have to ask them the day of because they expire.
Yeah.
It was just weird. I can only see them now because it was... we got, obviously, a lot of those fake response things, like, nice profile, the Neon Belly.
Yeah.
Do you need some hard beats? Just check my Instagram. It's like...
Nope. I got my own heartbeats.
Real Zach Rath here asks, what happened to Mos Def and Talib Kweli? Nothing. They're going hard still. They're the legends. The end.
Yeah. Next.
Legend. The absolute legends. Yeah, they're still there. They're respected. They're loved by all.
Love Talib, love Moz. Absolutely. Moz has one of the. You see that freestyle that he does, real old, and they're in a park or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Fuck,
Oh,
man, it still stands up today, and that was like 20 years ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
Fuck, that's amazing.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we got something in Russian that I don't understand.
It's mad. Shout out to all them Ruskies out there.
Jillian asks, "Want real followers and likes? Press the link in my bio."
No, we're good actually. Thanks.
Now we all right. And then Daily Jesus Love asks, "What would you change about yourself if you could?" Which I thought was an interesting question because it's probably a spam automatic question.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good way to end the podcast. What is something that you would change about yourself if you could? One thing.
You go first.
Damn it. I would change my discipline. I'm not very disciplined when it comes to being consistent with, let's say, things that are good for me, like eating my veggies and going to the gym and waking up on time and going to sleep on time. I would change that, my consistency / discipline.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I tried.
I would.
You would answer that in the next podcast?
I would answer that in the next podcast.
And with that being said,
shout out to everyone who's been listening, etc., and all you fans out there. Appreciate it. Thank you for sliding the DMs. Don't forget, First Impressions has its own playlist that you can listen to the songs and let us know what your first impressions are. Slide in. Don't forget, follow Instagram, subscribe YouTube, click that little bell notification, Spotify, iTunes, podcast app. And with that being said,
we'll see you later.
peace.